A quiet Saturday morning. My husband, who usually goes out, told me he has a young lover. I'm serious. I want to make her happy. So sign the divorce papers under these terms. What do you mean by that? I am Molly, 53 years old. I met my husband, David, at a social group when I was 28, and we married and built a happy family with our son Tim and daughter Anna. I've been a homemaker supporting our family, and David runs a small local business. This year marks 25 years of marriage. Our children have grown up and become independent. But recently, David's behavior started to change. One morning. Molly, I have sudden work today. I might come home late, he said over breakfast. I smiled, handed him his coffee, and said, "Take care," as he hurriedly left the house. David often went out even on weekends. At first, I trusted him without doubt. But gradually, as his excuses repeated, doubts began to sprout. One weekend, when we were supposed to spend time as a family, David again said, "I have plans with a friend today." Again? David couldn't hide his flustered expression and said, "Yeah, it's scheduled a long time ago." I watched him leave silently, but unease and suspicion accumulated. The next morning, as I was preparing breakfast, David sat at the dining table and I asked, "Good morning, David. What time will you be home today?" David was silent for a while, then answered with an unfocused look. "Yeah, I might be late today. There's an important project." I replied, "That sounds tough. But take care of yourself." But that night, David didn't come home. It was late at night, and there was no word from him, so I sent several messages to his phone, but there was no reply. The next morning, David finally came home. "Where were you last night?" I even sent messages. "Busy with the project, I stayed at the office, sorry." "Okay. But you should at least call, it's worrying." "My bad. It seems you've been very busy lately. If there's a problem, let me know if I can help." David chuckled and said, "No problems, just a bit busy. Sorry to worry you." Despite smiling, I felt something was off with David's tired look and his unusual replies. As I was deeply worried about the drastic change in his behavior, I chose to silently observe, preserving our family's peace. However, as David's outings and business trips increased, and he returned home later, we talked less. I feared something might be happening. My suspicion only grew. One day, while David was taking a shower, I noticed his phone. Normally, I wouldn't do this, but driven by a need to confirm, I picked it up. The unlocked screen showed a message from an unknown woman named Erica. "How was today? I want to see you again." My hands trembled, and my heart ached. But I chose not to confront him immediately, waiting for more solid evidence. I needed something more concrete before speaking out. I continued to quietly observe David's actions. While feeling that our family's peace was starting to crumble, I still couldn't find the right way to respond. Struggling internally, I earnestly hoped to resolve this situation. One evening, Tim and Anna, now adults and independent, came home for a family event. As we gathered for dinner, Tim voiced his concern. "Dad's been saying he's busy, but is it really just work?" Anna agreed, "It feels like he's distancing from home." I could only agree with my children, "I've been worried too." But I kept quiet so you wouldn't worry. That night, although it had been a while since the family dined together, the conversation centered around David, casting a shadow over everyone's faces. "Mom, if there's a problem, we want to know. We're a family," Tim said earnestly. "That's right. If Dad's facing something, maybe we can help solve it together." "Thank you. We can't just leave things as they are. I'll have a proper talk with your father," I promised. Even though our children were grown up and independent, the bond of family was still strong, and I was touched that they were seriously confronting their father's changes. That day too, I waited for David's late return. The clock had already struck midnight, and the house was eerily quiet. Eventually, I heard the sound of the front door unlocking, and David quietly entered the house. "I'm home." Welcome back, David. You're late again today. Yeah, I've been really busy lately. There are work-related social events too. I see. But try to make some time to relax every now and then. I said this as I took David's coat. By chance, a folded piece of paper fell from the pocket onto the floor. Picking it up, I unintentionally unfolded it. The note was written in a woman's handwriting. I had a great time today. I want to see you again. I love you, Erica. The sound of David heading to the bathroom could be heard. It was clear what this note meant. Anger and betrayal swirled within me, but I decided to stay calm and think carefully about how to handle this evidence. I chose to store this piece of paper somewhere and plan my next steps. I decided to keep it quiet as evidence without saying anything. I didn't mention anything to David yet and chose to observe his actions further. The next morning, I prepared breakfast as usual and sat facing my husband. David seemed unchanged, reading the newspaper, but my heart was heavy with every word of the message I saw last night. David, what are your plans for today? Yeah, the usual. Anything happen? No, nothing. From this moment, I could no longer trust my husband, and quietly began to plan my next move. It was usually a quiet Saturday morning. As I was making coffee in the kitchen, David suddenly appeared in the living room with a serious expression. David, what's wrong? You look so serious. After a moment of silence, David finally spoke. Molly, please sit down. Feeling my heart race, I sat down on the sofa. The truth is, I'm fed up with our mundane life. What do you mean? There's someone I want to build a future with, someone I've been thinking about starting a new life with. Someone you've been thinking about starting a new life with? David, do you mean? It's Erica, a woman I met through work. We've been naturally drawn to each other while working on projects together. We really click. Erica, the young employee from the trading company you mentioned before? Yes, that's Erica. She's very bright and energetic, always coming up with new ideas. We want to start a new business together. To do that, living together is the best option. After 25 years together, raising children, and thinking we'd be together in the future, why? Unfortunately, Molly, I can't stay with you any longer. I want to start anew with Erica. That's why I want to cut ties with you. Let's get a divorce. Filled with shock and sadness, I was speechless for a few minutes. Do you think you can be happy after throwing away everything about us, about our children? I'm serious. I want to make her happy. That's why, sign the divorce papers under these terms. David placed a piece of paper on the table. I took the document he handed me, and quietly began to read through it amid my anxiety and tension. The document listed the divorce terms David proposed, which were disadvantageous to me. David intended to keep most of our assets for his new life with Erica, providing me only a minimal monthly maintenance. It also stated that our shared home was to be sold. My options were limited, and all I could receive were slight assurances for my past contributions and dedication. David, what is this? We need the funds for our future with Erica. You'll have to manage with this. How am I supposed to manage with this amount? Is 25 years of marriage only worth this much to you? Yeah, that's about right. So you're telling me, who has been a homemaker all this time, to find work and become independent? Yeah, well, that's about the size of it. You were the one who said I should become a homemaker when our children were born to support the family. You've done well up until now. And you're selling the house too? Yeah, the proceedings are already complete, so please move out soon. What? What are you talking about? This is too sudden. What about our children? They are already adults and independent, so they don't need us, right? I can't accept these terms. Even if you say that. Just accept it, I've already decided. Anyway, I'm leaving now. Please file the divorce papers. See ya. David, wait a minute. This can't be allowed. Anger welled up inside me, and soon it turned into tears. I thought we were finally going to spend time as a couple now that the children were independent. The next day, I took a deep breath in the home office and picked up the phone. I dialed the lawyer's number and pressed the call button with trepidation. Hello. This is Molly. I need some advice. On the other end of the line, the lawyer's calm voice came through. Yes. What can I do for you? My husband has another woman. I'm considering divorce, but he's forcing very unfavorable terms on me. Let's first get a clear understanding of the facts. Evidence will be crucial here. 25 years gone just like that. A few days later, I visited the lawyer's office and provided detailed information about David and Erica's affair. These are very strong pieces of evidence. Based on these facts that David was hiding, let's negotiate the unfair divorce terms. Thank you. I'm ready to fight this battle. For my children and for myself. A few days later, I received another call from the lawyer and went to the office. The lawyer, holding a document, said, Molly, we've discovered new information. It turns out that David and Erica already have a child together. What? They already have a child? Yes, from birth certificates and their joint mortgage, we've confirmed this fact. This information will be a significant advantage in the divorce proceedings. They deceived us and even had a child. It was an unforgivable fact. Will this be a big blow to David? Of course. This important information that David was hiding will be grounds for new terms. I packed my belongings and left the house I had lived in for so long. Then I decided to talk to the children, Tim and Anna. Mom, what happened? Why are you here? What about the house? I'm sorry for calling you both out like this. Your father and I are getting a divorce. He has another woman. What? What do you mean? Tell us everything. Mom, is that true? Why would Dad do such a thing? And also, it turns out he has a secret child. That's too much. It's unforgivable that he's done this while you're still here. What happened to the house? Dad sold it without telling me. He said he's using the money for a new business with that woman. And he kicked you out for that. Unbelievable. Is there anything we can do right now? We're here for you, Mom. Thank you. Just hearing you say that is enough for me. Actually, I'm consulting with a lawyer and preparing to fight this legally. Mom, if there's anything we can help with, just let us know. Gathering evidence or anything else that might be supportive. I was filled with gratitude, tears nearly spilling over. Thank you truly. Having you both by my side is reassuring. That night, we discussed future plans as a family. Anna decided to use her research skills to handle online information gathering. Tim decided to focus on organizing conversations he had with David. I headed to the kitchen and started preparing dinner. I'm so fortunate to have such a united family. Tim and Anna exchanged smiles. Later, the family gathered to review the evidence they had collected. Anna pointed to the laptop screen and said, "Look at this, Mom. These are photos Erica posted on social media. Pictures of the new house and her child, and she's really showcasing a happy family life." Erica, through her social media, was portraying a glamorous life as an influencer, presenting herself as a wealthy mom struggling with parenting, frequently posting photos of expensive interiors, her new house, and her happy family life. These posts were receiving lots of praise from her followers. "It's unbelievable, her nerve is intolerable. Yeah, Dad's partner is so young." Tim continued. "And this is the evidence of the house being sold. Here's a copy of the contract. Both Dad's and Erica's names are on it. There's also information about a mortgage application for the new house. Thank you, both of you. Let's give all this to the lawyer. But I've got an idea. Just leave it to me." "What is it?" "Well, never mind about that." I didn't understand what Anna was talking about. "We already have all the evidence we need. Those two will not be forgiven." One day, Molly unexpectedly encountered Erica at a cafe. Erica was chatting happily with a friend in a corner of the cafe, confidently holding her secret child. I approached Erica calmly and politely. Erica, may I have a word with you? What do you want? Oh, David's ex-wife? Yes, I am David's ex-wife. It's good to see you happy, Erica. But don't assume this happiness will last forever. He has betrayed a family once. He might do it again. What are you talking about? You're an old woman, and I'm still young. David wouldn't let me go. Do you know that the child you're holding was used to leverage against me in our divorce terms? David hid the existence of this child from me and presented very unfavorable terms. What? What are you talking about, old lady? David was just fed up with his married life with you. Our relationship has nothing to do with it. No, it does matter. You should understand how your presence and that child influenced the terms of my divorce. So what? We're in love. Whatever a person from the past like you says, it doesn't matter to us. If there's love, that's fine, but don't forget what David has done in the past. There was love between us too, but ultimately, I was betrayed. And not just me, you and that child might be treated the same way in the future. You're just sore because you lost. Whatever you try against us will be in vain. Remember this, though. You won't find happiness. With that, I left the cafe. I hate that old woman. I heard Erica's voice, but I didn't care. Those two will surely suffer from now on. We sat at the negotiation table with our lawyer in a tense atmosphere. The air was thick with tension. David stepped forward confidently and started speaking arrogantly. As you can see, I am moving forward with building a new family. Molly, I will provide you with the bare minimum for living expenses. Isn't that enough? My new family needs more money. David, I supported our family for 25 years and stood by your side. You watched the children grow up. And now you want to settle all that just with some money. Do you think that's fair? Tim stepped forward and confronted David. Dad, do you really think this is okay? Betraying your family just so you can be happy? Anna also joined forcefully. Dad, are you really okay with destroying everything you've built so far and just pretending it's fine? We can't just overlook what you're doing. David, unable to hide his irritation, retorted, I'm just pursuing my own happiness. What's wrong with that? The problem is, you're pursuing your happiness at the expense of ours, and in the process, you've hurt and used us. We stand with Mom. Everyone should know how wrong you are. Here's all the evidence. Look how selfishly you've planned everything. If this goes public, you'll lose your social standing and everything. Try it then. I haven't done anything wrong. It's my life, my choice. I took a deep breath and responded calmly. David, no matter what you say, the facts won't change. The evidence we have is enough to expose your actions to the public. David was momentarily shaken but quickly recovered and retorted arrogantly. Don't be ridiculous. I've always carved my own path. You think you can stop me now? The discussion was getting nowhere. From now on, we'll communicate through the lawyer present here, so we won't meet again. Lawyer, please take care of the rest. Yes, I will handle the rest, so please leave it to me. Forget it. David left after that. What a selfish person. To think I spent 25 years with someone like that is regrettable. The next day, Anna went on the offensive. She decided to leave a comment on Erica's latest post. Filled with deep anger and disappointment, she wrote, Erica, your posts always depict a perfect family life. But don't forget the truth about my father, the owner of a small company, who left my mother after 25 years to live with you. He forced my mother into a divorce under unfavorable conditions. Moreover, he hid the fact that he already had a child with you. He sold the house we had lived in for years without telling us and is using the money to build a new one with you. This comment was quickly spread by other users and sparked a significant discussion. Many followers reacted to the post, and the debate about Erica and David's actions intensified. The media also jumped on the story, exposing David's personal life and his treatment of his family. That was the good thing Anna was talking about. After Anna's post, Erica's social media unexpectedly blew up with critical comments pouring in. Afterward, our lawyer informed us that after lengthy discussions with David's representative, a final agreement was reached. Furthermore, the division of assets was adjusted to reflect the years Molly contributed to the household, ensuring she received a fair share of the communal property, specifically more than half of the proceeds from the sale of the house and a portion of David's investment assets. I'm truly grateful to the lawyer who worked with us empathetically. When I told Tim and Anna about it, they seemed relieved, saying, "That's great. We can move forward now. And Mom, I'm excited about your new start. It looks like I'm finally ready to move on." However, after Anna's post, Erica's social media continued to be flooded with critical comments. The usual mix of praise and support turned into anger and condemnation, making her a target of criticism. Erica was staring at her phone screen in the living room. With every scroll, new critical comments appeared. "Look, they call me a hypocrite, a homewrecker. How can they deny our happiness like this? I haven't done anything wrong. This is all Anna's fault." Erica still believed she was blameless. "Anna ruined our life," David vented angrily on the phone to a friend. Afterward, the new business project David and Erica had planned was jeopardized by the scandal. Lacking credibility, sponsors began to withdraw one after another. Erica had quit her previous job and committed everything to this new project. But now she faced the harsh reality that her decision had backfired. "What are we going to do?" "We have to figure something out. But the future looks bleak. We've lost sponsors and credibility, and it seems we might have to look for new jobs. My happy married life is falling apart." Eventually, David and Erica's new business project lost support due to the scandal and ultimately went bankrupt due to a lack of funds. The company and office were closed, the once bustling activity now gone. While clearing out the bankrupt office, David sighed. "It's all over. There's nothing we can do now. What are we going to do? We've lost our jobs, and there's nowhere to go. I don't know. There's nowhere for us to turn." Despite attempts to reach out to several companies, the scandal led to them being turned away. Yet Erica remained dependent on social media. "Why has this happened?" Erica muttered while updating her social media profile. The image on the screen showed a past version of Erica smiling happily, but in reality, she looked gaunt with dark circles under her eyes. "Look, another new comment. There are still people who support me. What good does that do? Reality won't change," David coldly replied. Over time, a clear rift developed between them. Unable to accept reality, Erica continued to escape into the world of social media. "At least on social media, someone needs me." One night, deep in thought, David said, "Erica, this can't go on. The happy world you've created on social media isn't reality. We're no longer in a position of wealth. We have to find a way to survive." Startled, Erica replied, "But we still love each other, don't we? What's impossible?" "No, I don't feel anything anymore. I've decided to escape this fake life with you. I can't pay the mortgage anymore, so I've decided to sell the house. Please leave soon." That night, David packed a small bag, left the completed divorce papers, and left. Ultimately, David and Erica's marriage ended in less than 6 months. Erica, unable to sustain herself, returned to her parents' home. However, living a do-nothing life at her parents' house, Erica was eventually kicked out, and her parents took over raising her child. Erica is now working at a store. Meanwhile, David started working at a local factory during the day, but his life, far from his previous wealth, is now spent in a rundown house. As for me, I decided to start working again after the divorce. Having supported the family as a homemaker for many years, cooking was one of my skills. Cooking has always been a way to express love. Tim and Anna often come over to eat. "Mom, your cooking is really delicious. Why don't you post your dishes on social media? Could I really do that? Sure. I'll help you. So, using my expertise, I decided to discover a new side of myself through cooking. Cooking has always been for the family, but now, I hope to please more people as I experimented with new recipes in the kitchen. I decided to take pictures of the finished dishes with my phone and upload them to social media. It was a photo of the pasta I specialize in, with a caption that read, "Today's lunch is homemade pasta." Simple, but I'm confident in the taste. I uploaded the photo along with a description of myself as a 53-year-old single, skilled housewife. The post quickly garnered reactions from followers, with comments like, "It looks delicious. Can you share the recipe?" pouring in. Gradually, my follower count increased, and I started a cooking blog. On the blog, I detailed the recipes of the dishes I made daily and the thoughts I put into them. I also humorously shared my experiences of being divorced at 53. The theme of my blog resonated with many, not just for the aesthetic appeal of the dishes but also for the heartfelt effort put into them. One day, I received a proposal to start a cooking class. The desire to learn directly from you, Molly, inspired this, was the feedback that sparked the idea. For the first class, I rented a local community center and decided to teach a menu centered on healthy cuisine. On the day of the cooking class, I greeted the participants with a nervous yet hopeful expression. "Hello everyone. Let's enjoy cooking together today. We'll start with how to make broth. A good broth ensures any dish tastes authentic," I explained while demonstrating how to make broth. By the end of the class, participants were amazed, exclaiming, "I can't believe it's so easy to make delicious food." I also felt joy in discovering this new aspect of myself. I felt my love for cooking genuinely reaching the participants. That night, I posted about the day's class on social media, writing, "Today's cooking class was supported by many, and I am full of gratitude. I hope to continue delivering joy through delicious food." Just as I thought. Your cooking and your kind personality are truly special. I can't believe I'm capable of this. Every day feels so fulfilling. Thank you. I'm having so much fun right now. This new challenge holds significant meaning for me, and the coming days will prove just how much.